desired outcome. And the outcome that I desire right now is I want to know if Melissa is everything I just heard she was or not. Is it easier for me to have direct human interaction with a stranger who may or may not answer my call? Or is it easier for me to pick up the supercomputer in my pocket, look her up, and find out everything I've ever wanted to know? Now, a lot of people get this wrong and they say, Kyle, it depends on how old you are. No, it doesn't. The statistics tell a different story. The statistics tell us that everyone of all different age ranges, social media has been in our pockets for over 2 decades, over 20 years. They're looking you up. So now guess what? I look you up, I get to Google. Great, I didn't even go directly to social media. A lot of people do. Let's say I go to Google. Now I'm on that front page of Google, what am I gonna see? I'm gonna see your website, I'll see your reviews. Maybe I'll see something like Realtor.com that gets hundreds of thousands of clicks a day, so that ranks pretty high. But what else am I gonna see? Probably the most visited websites in the world. Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, X, TikTok. And we have to revisit that all-important marketing principle of the path of least resistance. What is the easiest thing for somebody to click on? You're saying, well, Kyle, you're going to click on my reviews. It's because that's what you want them to click on. You want them to click on your website. That's what I would want too. But I've never been to your website before. I'm not on your Google My Business profile to look at your reviews. But I'll tell you what, I'm part of that 68 million millennials that use social media multiple times a day, every day. Maybe I'm part of the 36 million baby boomers or the 51 million Gen Xers. All roads lead to me clicking on your social media profile, even if I go to Google first. And now guess what happens? I just heard that Melissa was the solution to all of my problems. And she is, in fact, a great agent. And I am skeptical. I am a skeptical lead. And I get to her Facebook business page because that was the thing I wanted to click on. And I get to her Facebook business page, and drum roll, please. You are a 4 out of 10. I know you're not. I know you're not. I know you're not. Melissa's very good at social media. You are a 4 out of 10 or a 5 out of 10. Go back to my background, right? I'm from St. Louis, Missouri. St. Louis, Missouri is great for a lot of things. I think you guys should visit. But I'll tell you what, St. Louis, Missouri is not exactly known for education. And I got a lot of 4 out of 10s on tests growing up. And the last time I checked, that was still an F. And if that's changed, I would love to go back and redo it. But you work so hard for exposure. All of the money you spend on marketing, all of the time you spend nurturing your sphere, that speed to lead for your paid leads, everything you're doing to get your name out there is being bottlenecked by something as stupid as your social media profile. And this is that all-important step that people don't think about. They jump from social media is important, so now I need to figure out what to post. But they don't think about exactly how people are using it. When we look at social media through this lens right here, in this exact circumstance, it changes everything. It changes what we post, what we talk about, and how much we do it. And that's the next thing I want to teach you guys. When it comes to social media, we've heard 1,000,001 different ways to do it. We got to post personal. We got to post professional. We have to do virtual listings and stagings and drone videos and all this and that. I want you guys to remove all that from your brain and start blank. Because when you look at an effective business social media profile, all that matters are these things right here. How do I make somebody feel? When they get to my social media profile, if I am optimizing for conversions, I am optimizing my social media profile to do one thing, make me more money. If I want to do that, I need to make sure when somebody gets to that exact point, that they feel, that they see that I'm going to respond if they reach out, that I know what I'm talking about, and that I'm going to represent them as professionally as I represent myself. And if I can do that, I can reasonably assume that I am using statistical certainties to assure that people will get to the next step. What is that next step? That's the fun zone. The fun zone is the contact phase, right? If I don't get to the fun zone, I never even know you exist. If you don't do that right, I never know that you exist. So I want to optimize my profile to make sure when people get there, they want to call me, they want to text me, they want to send me a message, because now you're on my radar, maybe you're in my CRM, and the ball's in my court. That's what I want to optimize for. So let's break these three things down, because I want everybody here today to leave here with an actual to-do list. We've had some incredible sessions over this week here together. I want you guys to actually leave with a full-blown to-do list. What to post, when to post, and what it should talk about. If you're taking notes, now's the time to get that pen out. What is the first thing we need to do? The first thing that we need to focus on is responsiveness. Now, I've been picking on Melissa a lot, so I got to pick on somebody else. Can I ask your name? Heather? And then your name? Dustin. Heather and Dustin, okay? We're going to compare these two. Now, I haven't seen your social media profile, so if I'm picking on you, Heather and Dustin, I apologize. We're going to say that Heather has been very busy this year. Heather, again, is a spectacular agent, just like Dustin, but she's been really busy this year. She got a bunch of listings under contract. She's been working really, really hard. And because she's been working so hard on her business, she hasn't been posting. Now, in Heather's mind, she's doing a great job. She's doing what we should do. She's prioritizing her clients. She's giving them a good experience, and that's what's important. Now, Dustin, maybe Dustin isn't as busy in his business, but he's still posting, right? He's got, again, maybe 1 or 2 listings under contract, but he stays on top of his social media. Now, I'm a lead. I've heard about both of them at some point in my life cycle, right? Maybe somebody introduced me to Heather and I saw an advertisement from Dustin. So you know what? It's my time now. It's February, new year, new me, and I'm going to look one of them up, see what they're up to. And I get to Heather's social media profile, and even though she has been so busy and active in her business, she hasn't posted in 30 days. Likewise, I get to Dustin's profile, who's been equally as busy, and I see that he's posted something less than 24 hours ago. Less than 24 hours ago, right? Now, the reason I focus on how much we should post, it's not because, posting more is better for the algorithm and it's going to get us more likes and more views and more comments. No, posting more tells people that you are active in your business. And when you miss a week or 2 or a month of posting, think about all the people that have heard about you, and they follow the path of least resistance, which leads them to your social media profile, and they feel like you're part-time. They feel that you're not active in your business. I don't want anybody to have an excuse to not reach out to me. When they see that you have posted something on your business profiles, they see that you are going to respond to them in a timely manner. Dustin's got something up less than 24 hours ago. If I send him a message, I'm very confident he's going to get back to me. Heather just lost that lead. Thanks for being a good example. There's a number for this. It's a number that everybody wants to know. How much should we post on social media? And that number is 3 to 7 times per week. 3 to 7 times per week. You need to be posting 3 to 7 times per week on every single social media profile that you have. There is no such thing as posting too much. The algorithms will make sure that people are not overwhelmed with your content. Some of the best social media profiles in the world, we already heard from Gary Vee, he's posting like 20 times a day. There is no such thing as posting too much, I assure you. But we don't need to be influencers. We just need to be responsive. Post 3 to 7 times per day. Well, if we're going to be posting 3 to 7 times per day, what are we going to talk about? That's a heck of a lot of content that we got to create. What do I talk about? How many of you guys know an agent, or you follow an agent on social media that posts social media content that looks like this? Happy National Coffee Cup Day. Now, I don't know who it was who probably stood up on a stage like this however many years ago and said that the best thing to post on social media is your holiday announcements, your inspirational quotes, and pictures of your dog. But I'll tell you what that tells a guy like me, a guy that's in a lead scenario. It doesn't tell me anything about your business. It tells me that you're posting on social media because somebody told you that you have to and you don't know what to post. And that's okay. That's better than a zero. At least you're posting something. However, social media is a great opportunity. We need to seize that opportunity, and we need to post content with intent. Every single time I post something on social media is an opportunity for me to create a better first impression and to convert people into that contact life cycle. So, what do we do instead? We must post content that answers people's questions. That's one of the most important notes I can give you guys right now. And if you're taking notes, please write that down. Before you post anything this year, ask yourself this question. Does what I am about to post, whether it is a picture, a video, or whatever I'm about to put out there, does it have the capacity to answer someone's question? And if the answer is no, do not post it. When someone gets to your social media profile, they are shopping. How many of you guys, I'm gonna make you raise your hand again. How many of you guys have bought something on Amazon in the last 30 days? I'm an Amazon Prime subscriber. I bought something like 30 minutes ago. When I get to Amazon and I'm looking for a product, what do? Let's say I'm looking for a vacuum cleaner, right? I'm shopping for a new vacuum cleaner on Amazon and they can deliver whatever they want. So I go on Amazon and I type in vacuum cleaner. And I click on the first ad that I see. It's a picture of the vacuum cleaner. And I get to that ad and I want to scroll and I want to look at more pictures of the vacuum cleaner, right? Well, the first picture is the vacuum cleaner. And then I scroll and the next picture is the guy who invented the vacuum cleaner with the fish that he caught. And then I scroll again and I see the guy who invented the vacuum cleaner on vacation. And then I scroll one more time and it's the guy who invented the vacuum cleaner's favorite movie quote. This is all of a sudden a very strange Amazon ad, isn't it? Guys, when somebody gets to this exact point right here, they are shopping. They are shopping for a service that you are providing. You must do everything in your power to tell them that the service that you provide is valuable. Every single thing that you post contributes to that credibility. So ask yourself, before I post that picture, before I record that video, does this content answer someone's question? The very last part of our puzzle is professionalism. How do my posts look? Now, I'm going to give you guys a little bit of homework here. I want you to write down one of your favorite brands. Nike, Adidas, Lululemon, Ford, Audi, whatever you like. And after this session here, when you're getting ready to travel home, I want you to go to their social media profile and I want you to take note about how everything they post kind of looks similar. They're using consistent colors, consistent branding, themes, fonts, and styles. And what that does psychologically is it tells you that this is a premium product. This is a premium service. When I get to your profile and I see a just listed, just sold, and then I see a picture of you and your kids on vacation. And then I see a picture of your dog. He's very cute. And then I've got a picture of you at a closing with a very happy client. You're just all over the place. You're all over the place. All of these things are good, but they have the right place and the right time for them. When I go to your profile and I'm shopping for a solution, I need to see that everything follows a theme. And even without me clicking on a picture or watching a video, I inherently start to feel that the service that you provide is premium. It's something that's worthy of my time. It's worthy of my hard-earned dollars. That's really important. Now, I want to summarize all this, everything that we just learned, because we talk about building an actual to-do list. How do we summarize everything that we just did into a to-do list so that we can turn our to-do list into a to-done list? So what do we need to do? First thing that you guys have to do is you have to post 3 to 7 times per week. You must post 3 to 7 times per week on every profile you have. Now, here's something I didn't tell you. You cannot post the same thing that you post on Instagram on your Facebook. I know. Everybody here that's using that nice, convenient auto post button where everything that goes to your Facebook business page goes to your Instagram and vice versa, you can't do that. I'll tell you why. Instagram and Facebook are owned by the same company, Meta. They both do the same thing. They both post pictures. They both post videos. Both of those pictures and videos have captions, and you have followers and likes and views. They're largely the same thing. When Facebook bought Instagram in 2012, why did they not merge the two? It's because they have completely different rules, different formats, different algorithms. If you are going to maximize social media's benefit, you can't copy and paste everything and create one picture and one video and send it all out at the same time. Life just got a whole lot more inconvenient. The good news is it's going to get worse because everything that corresponds to your picture or video, what does it have to have? It has to have a caption. How many of you guys have heard of SEO or GEO? When social media's algorithm does what it is best at, which is going and finding people that may not even follow you and showing them your posts, how does it do that? There is nothing in social media's all-powerful algorithm that can look at your just listed photo and analyze that photo and say, Kyle is an agent in Dallas, Texas, and this is his listing, and it's at 123 Main Street, and now social media's algorithm is going to go show that to everybody because it magically deciphered my picture. So how does it do it? It reads your caption. So if we are going to do captions correctly, if we want to be a 10 out of 10, we need to know things like keyword cadence, keyword optimization, keyword density, caption length optimization, call to actions, keyword and trend research. And all of those things, it's going to get way worse. I will say keyword cadence, keyword density, keyword optimization, and caption length optimization. Those are the 4 big ones. You got to know how all of those things change dynamically from profile to profile, sometimes week to week as the algorithms update so that social media can do what it's best at. On top of that, we need to be able to create content at a scale of 3 to 7 times per week. And we need to research content so that we can stay on top of trends. Most importantly, we need to know what our clients are clicking on. If I specialize in first-time home buyers, then I need to research what first-time home buyers in my area are interested in, and that's what's going to dictate my content. That's how I'll answer their question. So we have to do research. And on top of that, every single picture and video that we create and research and post, we have to edit it so it looks professional. We have to edit it using things like CapCut, Canva, Premiere Pro, or Photoshop so that everything can use consistent colors, branding, themes, fonts, and logos. You guys need to repeat every single thing that I just said, every single week, every single month, every single year for the rest of your career. And you cannot stop. Because what happens when we stop? The whole thing falls apart. Social media, remember my study, it's getting more and more popular every single year. It's never going to go away. How does everybody feel after hearing that? You can take a big deep breath out. Don't worry, right? There's usually 2 camps after you hear all that. There's the kind of people, the glass half full people that are like, that's amazing. Finally, somebody told me in black and white exactly what I need to do. And that's awesome. That's usually how I am. And then there's those of us that are like, hey, that's a lot. I was really excited about social media before I came to this class, and now, you know what? I think I'm all right where I'm at. That's a heck of a lot of work to do. And you're right. It is. If you guys went on Indeed.com right now and you searched up social media manager, you'd see basically a job description that says exactly that. And that job is 40 hours a week, and it pays about $60,000 a year. And that's what all of us are expected to do on top of everything else going on in our lives. The question is not how much social media can I do? The question instead is how do we do all of that? Every single thing I just said. How do we do all of that in the limited time that I have available? When we think about social media, a lot of us treat social media as if it lives on social media island. And we get to go take a vacation to social media island whenever we have time, whenever we feel like it. And when I vacation to social media island, I get to post, I get to record videos, I get to do my thing. But you know what? If I don't have time this month to take a vacation to social media island, it's okay. Because I'll just spend the rest of my time doing the other stuff I like to do. There is no world where you can remove social media from someone's decision-making process. The question is not, how do I do some of that? Or if I should do social media. The question is, how do I do all of it with only 24 hours in a day and 22 of them are already accounted for? How do we do it? Now, there's a lot of solutions for social media. I'm going to talk about a couple of them. You can probably guess what my favorite one is. But let's talk about other options for social media. Well, number one, we can do it ourselves. So you're going to say, great, I'm going to learn. I am going to research all of these topics. I'm going to figure out how to analyze these trends. I'm going to become a social media expert. And once you spend the 1,000 hours becoming a social media expert, now you get to spend 40 hours a week actually doing it. And I hear people all the time say, well, the cheapest option for doing social media is doing it myself. Your time is worth money. If you want to be $1 million GCI agent, your time is worth $500 an hour. The cheapest way to do social media is not doing it yourself. I'm going to say something crazy. I don't think you need to be a social media expert. I think you need to be a real estate expert. Is that so shocking to hear? So you're going to say, Kyle, well, I know that. And I know that in order to build a business, it takes a village. It takes more than just me. So what am I going to do? I'm going to go hire somebody. I'm going to outsource it, right? There's a really popular option for outsourcing things like social media right now called virtual assistants. Virtual assistants, right? Virtual assistants are really popular for a lot of reasons, but the reason they're most popular is because they are cost effective. A virtual assistant will work anywhere between $3 and $8 an hour. There's something I want to warn you guys about when it comes to virtual assistants, as a guy who likes virtual assistants and currently uses them. A virtual assistant is not a virtual expert. They are a virtual assistant. So if I cannot comprehensively explain to my virtual assistant what to post, when to post it, how the algorithms work, and how to stay on top of it, they will never be able to do anything 10% better than what I can already do myself. It is a virtual assistant, not a virtual expert. So what's the next step up? I'm going to go hire a company that specializes in social media. And they're going to do everything for me, and I don't have to worry about it. Well, there's a lot of companies out there that do that. And I'm going to do the best I can to give you guys some advice to stop falling into some of the mistakes that I fell into. There are companies out there that will charge $5,000 a month for social media, and there are companies out there that will charge $500. And they seemingly do the same things. What are the differences between them? How does somebody get away with charging $5,000 a month if I can get the same thing for $500? The kind of people that charge under market rate for social media, here's what they do. They have a team of people that create social media content once. And then everybody that signs up for it gets the same exact thing. And you spend $500 a month for 10 months on social media, and those first 9 months, you're like, this is great. You look at your social media and everything looks spectacular, and you're like, I love it. I didn't have to lift a finger. And then you slowly start to realize that social media hasn't done a dang thing for your business, and you fire them. And they know you're going to do that. And then they move on to the next person. Good social media costs a lot of money. Social media is a multi-billion-dollar industry. It takes a team of experts, people that go to college to figure out how to edit videos, analyze trends, and create content that is unique to you. That is why the best companies, the companies that do everything right, cost $5,000 a month. I don't want anybody in here to pay $5,000 a month for that. That is ridiculous. I can think of 100 other things I'd rather spend that money on, even if I had it. So what are we left with? You can probably guess. AI. I love AI. And we've heard some incredible speakers this week talk about all the amazing things that AI can do. And I'm sure your head is already full of all the crazy things that AI can do, and Grok, Gemini, ChatGPT, Perplexity. Oh my gosh, there's so many options. There's all these incredible vendors here that are doing stuff with AI. What do I choose? It's becoming very overwhelming. I'm going to make this a little bit simpler for you. And this doesn't just apply to social media. It doesn't just apply to marketing. This applies to everything we do with AI. When you decide to use AI for your business, you don't start with the end solution. You don't say, I want to use ChatGPT and then figure out how to get it to work. What you start with is you look at everything you do in your business. I'm a big whiteboard guy, right? So I'll usually have my big whiteboard here, and I'll write down, these are the things that I spend the most time on. And then you need to ask yourself 2 questions. Can AI do this? And should AI do this? Because sometimes the answer to that question is no. That's why AI will never replace us. There are things that AI should not do. However, when it comes to social media, the reason why I believe that AI is best at doing social media, why it's better at doing social media than literally any other thing that you could use it for, is because 99% of social media can be done by AI and should be done by AI. And that's a very rare thing. Now, these right here are my rules for using AI for social media. I needed to do the bulk of the work, like thinking of ideas for what to post, right? I needed to be able to do research to figure out what's trending. That takes a lot of time. AI can do that very well. I needed to create all the pictures and videos and make sure it's unique to me so that I'm not using the same stuff that everybody else is. Now, I want to touch on that for a second. I could take 5 minutes right now and pull up Gemini and teach everybody in here what to type in so that Gemini will give you an image that you could use on your social media. And then I could teach you how to go to ChatGPT and have it write a caption for it. And it's going to take you about 10 minutes. It's going to save you a lot of time. What is your end result? You get a goofy looking AI generated image on your social media account. Sure, you saved a ton of time. But when somebody gets to that all-important moment where they are using your social media to validate if everything they heard about you is true or not, and your representation is a goofy-looking AI-generated image, it doesn't do me much good, does it? I don't want that. So when I use AI for social media, I have a standard, and it's a standard that everybody in here, no matter how you do it, should have as well. Just because something saves me time does not mean I will allow it to sacrifice quality. Just because I can use AI to create my entire social media strategy, and it will look way better than if I could do it myself. It'll be optimized for each account. It'll post on the right day and times, and it'll do it automatically. Just because I know how to do that does not mean I will settle for anything less than as what I could do on my own. I want it to be as good, if not better, than if I hired that $5,000 a month marketing company. Now that begs the question, because there's a lot of different AI solutions out there, right? What do we need to do? What is the best solution? I'll go back to that slide so you guys can take a picture of it later. This right here is the evolution of my favorite tool. My favorite tool is the whiteboard. I built my entire business off of a whiteboard for every single business I've ever started, whether it worked or didn't. I love my whiteboard. When I managed multiple companies and brands on social media, what I used to do is I would go to my giant whiteboard in my office and I would write down, okay, I'm going to talk about this on Instagram today and this on Facebook, and this one's going to be a picture and this one's going to be a video. And that allowed me to organize the chaos that is social media all in one place. Well, the good news is now we live in the future. So my whiteboard is on my laptop. What you're looking at right now is a screenshot of the most advanced thing AI has done to date. Create social media content that genuinely looks like it was made by an actual human being. When you use this calendar, it uses ChatGPT, Grok, Gemini, Perplexity, N8N, Nano Banana, and more. And they're all plugged in to the background. And I think that is genuinely the evolution of AI. Because right now, to be a full stack AI-enabled agent, we have to have 15 or 16 different subscriptions. And what you're going to see in the future is stuff like this that uses all of them to accomplish one singular task. Because if I use this calendar and at the very top right there, I decide to type in tips for first-time home buyers in Dallas, Texas, and then I click generate and it makes me social media posts, guess what happens? ChatGPT might write my caption, but N8N and Nano Banana that are really good at video and picture editing, that does the editing. Maybe Gemini goes out and finds an image that is an actual real-life image of my location. Maybe Perplexity is doing deep research to figure out how to create hyper-local content, and then I have Grok to try to make it sound like me. Every single thing did what they were individually best at so that you get a result, that nobody can get with ChatGPT. You would be shocked at how good and how authentic AI can make a social media strategy. And what you're looking at right here isn't a ChatGPT social media superstar. This is my friend Melissa in Atlanta, who went from already posting 3 times a week, and she was using Canva, and she was spending 12 hours a week doing it, and she automated the entire thing with AI. She didn't start from scratch. And in 1 month, she increased her reach by 900%. Her views went up 700%, and most importantly, Facebook and Instagram are telling us that she is getting more content interactions, more messages, 3 times higher than any other account of her size. Melissa is not an influencer. She's an everyday agent. She is not going viral. She doesn't need to. What she needs to do is appear responsive, credible, and professional, and do it in the most time-efficient manner possible. Now, we've all got a flight to catch or a long drive. So I tell you what, I have that calendar, and tomorrow, I'm going to teach you guys how to use it. And if you want to learn how to use it, scan that QR code, and it's just going to be us. This is not for anybody else here. It's just for you guys that decided to come to the very last session of the day, and all of you that are joining us live on the air. And if you guys can join me tomorrow, we're going to start right where we left off. I'm going to pull up that calendar. We're all going to figure out how to use it. I'm going to teach you exactly how to use AI to get results just like you saw. And you do not have to be a social media expert to do it. You do not have to like social media. You don't have to know a dang thing about AI. There's no prompting. All you got to do is click. That is the evolution of AI, when you can use everything in one spot. Now, I'm going to go ahead and put the summary up here on the screen for you guys. If you guys want to take a picture of this, this is everything that we talked about here today. Every single thing that I taught you guys today can be done whether you use AI or not. It is your decision. You are the owner of your business. It is your decision to decide how you want to do it. Do you want to spend the time doing it yourself? Do you want to hire somebody? Or do you want to use AI? The decision is yours. Thank you guys so much. If you guys have questions, come up here and find me. Thank you guys for joining. Thank you for being here at Family Reunion. I appreciate every one of you. Thank you guys so much. How's it going?
Oh, gotcha. Okay.